Okay, so I've been trying to go back through my backlog of video games, especially with October of 2023. We had so many good games drop. So I looked back and said, okay, I need to go through and finish all of these games that I've just been throwing on the pile and saying, oh, I'll play that later. So Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, I remember when it first came out and the big hype around it was, oh my God, the character has like voices speaking to her and you got to listen to it with headphones. It's got that 3D audio. Went back, started playing it. As soon as it kicked off, I'm like, oh, this is so cool. I've got my headphones on. It's dark in the room. This is great, right? And then you start playing. This game right now has, I believe, an 81 on Metacritic. And a lot of the reviews I've seen for it when it first came out are great reviews. They're like, this is an 8, a 9 out of 10. And while it is a good game, especially for the time, I don't understand how it managed to get such high of a score. Now, again, I'm aware that it's been out for 6 years. And while the 3D audio is great, this game has so many flaws. For one thing, if you're not deeply invested in the story, the lore, if the 3D audio, if the things that the game was marketing to the audience isn't what you're here for, you're going to hate this game because it's decent combat, a little simplistic, but fun with gigantic stretches of painfully slow dialogue, cutscenes, puzzles, which can be a pain in the ass. A good puzzle here or there is nice. Some of these can put the gameplay to a dead stop, and you're just sitting there like, what am I doing? Why I'm not having fun anymore. Now I'm forced to go on Google and look up how to solve this thing so I can get back to the fun part. On top of all of that, the fact that Senua can't go any faster than a very brisk walk. Oh my God. I love what the game was trying to do. Like, oh, the 3D, like the whole premise behind the 3D audio and the voices. And while you're fighting people in combat, you hear them like, oh, look out, duck. Or when you're trying to solve a puzzle, there's one telling you, oh, she can do it. And the other one's saying, no, you can't do it. You don't know where you're lost. You're a goner. What are you even doing? You should turn back. I love that. But everything in between, it's like they put everything into the audio, the lore of the story, and some of it into the combat, and then everything else was like, oh my God. I stuck it out because I was interested in the story. But my God, some of these puzzles, it was like, solved one puzzle, then another one. Oh, and this one takes a while. Like, this felt like a really, really advanced tech demo. Because, oh my God, 6 years later, the game still looks incredible. Starfield just came out this year, and it doesn't even compare, in my opinion. Like, boot up Hellblade on PC. It looks great. Like, really great. The facial model, oh my God, looks fantastic. But man, that game was a slug to get through. I think it was only like 7 or 8 hours, but those 7 or 8 hours felt pretty long. It was like, come on, can we pick it up? So I'm very hopeful for the second one, but I'm still a little baffled that this game got, again, eights, nines out of 10. I definitely wouldn't go that high, even back then. Again, it's a game. You want to play it, not walk around and basically say, what am I supposed to do? That kind of sucks. But the second one, that's going to be badass. Have you played Hellblade Senua Sacrifice? It's on Game Pass. If you're into like Norse, it's kind of like, it's got some Norse mythology tie-ins. And, again, just for the audio, it's really cool. If you play with a set of headphones, if you're into that kind of thing, it's super cool. But man, those stretches in between the combat and the story, it's woo. it can be a little much. So tell me what you thought of Hellblade. Does it still hold up after 6 years? The visuals and the audio definitely do. The visuals, again, still looks fantastic. It's like going back to God of War 2018. It still holds up. Looks amazing. So tell me what you thought of Hellblade. Have you went back to play it? Did you never play it? And you're like, whoa, what is this? It's pretty cool. I don't think it's an 8 or a 9. At least not anymore. I wouldn't have thought it was back then, but what do you think? Does it still hold up? Are you excited for the second one? Because I am. And you have a great rest of your day.